Let us not forget everything that happens. It's by the will of Allah. Holy will. It's time to unite and stand, and we will be the best amongst men. It's not time to be extreme or duty unthinkable, but to stand together as one. Tune into Sunnah followers, streaming every day, various platforms. Trust me, you'll find a way. Sunnah followers. Proper Akida, Quran and Sunnah, Quran and Sunnah, Minhaj and Akida. Actions speak louder than words,
Sunnah following kids, come with me.
Gotta work hard to get to heaven. Treat the people good like the prophet would. Proper Akida, Quran and Sunnah, Quran and Sunnah, Minhaj and Akida. Actions speak louder than words, Oh, living in this dunya to the believer is a prison. Living in this dunya to the believer is a prison. Living in this dunya to the believer is a prison.
Wa salat wa salam ala wa rasulullah. I want everybody to know, welcome here to the Sunnah Followers Kids Show, mashallah. And just to let you guys know, even though we say that this is the Sunnah Followers Kids Show, I want all the adults to know that you should be participating too, especially since we're studying from the new book entitled Dunya. And this is a book that has been published and written by one of my students, Brother Daryl Abdullah Kirk. And mashallah, it's a great Aqidah book. So everyone should have ordered it off of Amazon. It only costs $10. And tonight we'll be discussing chapter 3. Did you guys review chapter 3? Did the kids review it? Alhamdulillah. And for the people out there in TV land, let's see what children we have joining us today. Mashallah, let's take a look here. Subhanallah, here's one of the first people that was in the class today. This is Sister Yasna. By the way, guys, I met her, you know, she's a beautiful young lady. She looks like she should have been mine. Don't y'all see the resemblance? We look alike. Look at those eyes and those eyebrows. Hello, we look just alike. Here she is, Yasna. She likes to come visit me. She likes to hang out with Jayla. Alhamdulillah. So that's Yasna. And her sister, where your sister at? Turn your mic on. Where's your sister?
She's coming. She jumped in the shower last minute.
She get it together too. Well, you know, I love that that Kimar you have on. Where did it come from? What country is that? Do you know?
I believe this is Ghana.
That's Ghana. I was going to say, that looks like over there where Awa and her peoples is from. You know, we built a couple of wells in Ghana. Alhamdulillah, Sunnah Followers website, you know, for the month of Ramadan, you know, we contributed money, you know, for the Muslims who've been living in tents, you know, for years. You know, they boiled down their houses. The same thing that's going on over there in Gaza is going on in Africa. But these Muslims, unfortunately, nobody even talks about them or thinks about them. But alhamdulillah, Sunnah Followers sent money, and we built 3 wells for them and provided food and clothing for them. You know, so alhamdulillah, you know, we should thank Allah for the blessings He's given us here in America. But that's Sister Yasna. She's joined us, and she'll be participating today. And also, let's see who else we have. Oh my God. Who's this beautiful child here? You're new. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Oh my God, you're beautiful. What's your name?
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know, I'm so glad. Who's your mom? Uh-oh. Y'all see, I got quiet. I said, who is it, baby?
Sister Trey.
Oh, this is Trey's daughter. Mashup, you know, you look like her. You know, for those of you who don't know, Sister Trey's been joining us on YouTube, you know, for a few months now. And you are so gorgeous. You look just like your mom. Tell your mom I'm so happy to see that she's got you here, you know, for this class. How old are you?
11.
You're 11? Oh,
Yeah.
mashallah. Well, you wearing your hijab every day, right? Try to wear it every day, baby. You know, it'll make you stand out over them other girls, and they won't bother you because they know that you with lailanasheeba. Hello, you are so gorgeous. I didn't know your mama don't look like she's old enough to have an 11-year-old girl. Your mom looks young too. Subhanallah.
She's 31.
Well, yeah, well, she is young then. She's younger than my daughter. Subhanallah. Well, mashallah, everybody, welcome Sister Farah here. And I love that name, Farah. That was always one of my favorite names. She's joined us today. And also, here we go. There's the West Coast. Fresno. Oh, Tahira, you're not asleep today, huh? You awake today, huh? Y'all know it's early on the West Coast out there with Snoop Dogg and them are let's see, it's 12. That's what time at 2? 1, 12. It's 11 in the morning there. So it's kind of early for them. But mashallah, Tahira woke up today on time. She didn't stay up late last night looking like her grandmother. You know, look at that. Got Fresno smile. You just, girl, you look like your uncle, the rapper, and your grandma when you smile. She is so beautiful. That's our Tahira. She's with us today, wide awake. She's going to be participating in class. And here's another one of the relatives from Fresno. There's Zora. Assalamu alaikum, Zora. And how are you? Now, listen to her voice. Doesn't she sound so precious? So how are you doing this week? Was it a good week for you?
Yes.
Yes. Did you read chapter 3 in the book today?
It's still coming. It hasn't came yet.
Okay, but that's okay because you're going to follow along when I do the PowerPoint so you can help answer the questions, right?
Yes.
You know, you are so gorgeous too. I love all these kimars y'all have on are so attractive today. That's Zora. She's holding it down from the West Coast. And y'all know, here's my best student right here. She leads them all with her hood on. By the way, there's a misconception that a lot of Muslims have. They think that a lot of Muslims don't know that the Prophet's wives didn't walk around covering their faces with burqas and stuff. That's not part of the Arabic dress. What they would wear is what you guys see that Sister Sabrina has on. And Sabrina is originally from Burunda. She's originally from Burunda, which is close to Tanzania. You know, y'all see how she has that hood on? What the prophets, the women, the female companions would do was wear hooded outfits like that and bring it down so it would cover, you couldn't see their eyes. They would do that if they wanted to be mystique, or they would take just, you know, look like that. And if they walked past a group of men and didn't want the people to know who they were, they would cover their face. And they did it not because Allah commanded them to. They did it as protection. Because remember, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was at wartime. And what the Arabs would do was take the women hostage. So I want everyone to understand, nowhere does Islam require for women to cover their face. A lot of things we do for our protection, but it's not something that we have to do. And we can't even call it a sunnah. You know, I don't want to hear that stuff about wearing a niqab as a sunnah, because it's not. If it were a sunnah, then all the women would have done that. It's not a sunnah. It's just something they did in times of war for protection, which I would do too. When the war hits us all in America, Layla will be wearing her hoods just like Sabrina, and I'll bring them down over my eyes so I can be inconspicuous. Hello. But there's Sabrina. How about you? Did you take a look at the book this week? But that's okay. You're going to be able to participate, and you are just getting taller and prettier and skinnier. Good Lord. She's lost a lot of weight. You can tell she's growing up. She's pretty tall. How tall are you? Are you real tall now?
Yeah.
I can tell. You know, is your father tall too?
No, not really.
Oh, what about your mom? She's probably about my height, 5'7" or something like that. Yeah, I can tell you're not going to cut the shortness, people. Yeah, you are so precious. I'm so proud of you, Sabrina. That's Sabrina. She's joining us. And then look who else we have here. This is Brother Corday. Oh, Corday had a haircut. Assalamu alaikum, Corday. You look like you got an attitude. Somebody made you mad. You growing up too. I can tell you getting tall and stuff too. You so handsome. Subhanallah, I'm so proud of you, Corday. I hear you answering the questions in the 6 o'clock class and stuff. You know, I am so proud of you and how handsome you've grown. How old are you now? 11? You know, make sure that them little Kaffir girls don't come around you, because you're quite a handsome lad there, a handsome fella. You don't want them little Kaffir girls trying to pull you away from your fitra. MashaAllah, that's Brother Corday who's joined us. And this is his brother. This is his brother, Dear Mani. This is his brother, Dear Mani. Assalamu alaikum, Dear Mani. You look so handsome today. Look at you smiling. Oh, I see your teeth. Oh my, your teeth came out, but that's okay. They're going to grow and you're going to be so handsomer. Oh my God. And I love your haircut. You look so cute with your haircut. Look at that. Oh yes. Yes, indeed. That's how we supposed to roll as Muslims. Y'all remember the Prophet said either cut it all off or let it grow. We don't have those little fade haircuts. You see the Kaffir kids with the fades. We look handsome like this. MashaAllah, that's Dear Mani. And also, y'all see we got from the West Coast. Last week it was Ali and Sanaya. Today we have Lucius. This is Lucius, right?
Yes.
Lucius. Where's Sanaya? See, I tell Sanaya I said her name today. I wrote her name down so I'll never forget it. Sanaya, MashaAllah. You know, you looking like your mom too. I see them long braids. Your mom sent me a video of her braiding your hair. Your hair come all the way down your back. MashaAllah. Don't cut it. Let it keep growing. Where's curly head your Ali? He on punishment?
No, he's playing with the toys inside of my mom's room.
Oh, he's there playing with the toys. And what's Sanaya doing?
She's putting on her hijab.
Okay. Does she hear me saying her name?
Yes.
Yeah, so I can pronounce her name now. Sanaya. Sanaya. That's Precious' daughter. West Coast in the house, holding it down. So, MashaAllah. Oh, and here, look, I want y'all to see that Aura's back. Y'all see Sister Yasna's sister? This is Aura. Aura. And I met both of them. They're so sweet. They came to my house and brought me some food, and they like to play with Jayla. You know, how you doing today, Aura?
Good.
That's good. That's good. You look beautiful in your kimar.
Thank you.
That's good. So you were getting your clothes on and getting it together there, huh? You were a little late, but MashaAllah, you made it. Y'all see them there? They look like they should be my kids, don't they? They look just like Layla. Oh, yeah. They know those are my babies. Oh, yeah. Those are Layla's babies. Oh, yeah. So, MashaAllah, these are the kids that we have joining us today. And MashaAllah, what we're going to do is I hope everybody prepared, or for those of you who couldn't read the book to prepare, we're going to be going over chapter 3. Chapter 3 of the book Dunya, written by Abdullah Kurt. And I want everybody to pay attention, because at the end of my lecture, I'm going to give you guys some questions just to see if you understand the material. And for those of you watching in TV land, this book is not written for children, but it shows what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. He said anyone over the age of 6 years old can understand this religion. Okay? Why do you guys think that Ali, radiallahu anha, he converted to Islam? He was only 8 years old. Abu Hurairah was a kid. Ibn Abbas was a kid. Ibn Umar was a kid. Because Islam, you know, appeals to the heart, to the fitra. So even though this is not a children's book, that's why I want all my new shahadas to participate in this class too. Dunya is written for adults. So I want you guys to participate, but I want the children to do all that question answering, because it shows that if the kids can understand, so can you if you apply yourself. So now let me put the PowerPoint up on the screen. I'm going to stop the screen share for a second. Those of you in TV land, y'all get to see the circling of the world there while I put the PowerPoint up. Y'all know I got to work the computer here. Wait a minute. Hold on. Give me a second. Give Layla a second. Y'all know she got issues. Oh, yeah. Layla's got issues. Here we go. This is for the Zoom people first. And now let me come to the YouTube people and Dunya Chapter 3. Yeah, here it is. I got it. I found it. There it is. I found it. Let me make it full screen. And let me go and make it bigger if I can. Yeah, this is the book. For those of you who have not yet purchased the book, you can go to Amazon. Go to Amazon and it's called Dunya. That's how it looks. It's written by Daryl Abdullah Kurt, one of my students here. Okay. And you'll get the book in 2 or 3 days. It's only $10. And as I said, it's not a children's book. But I'm teaching it in this class to the new shahadas and the children, because it just shows that if a kid can understand how to awaken their fitra, if a child can understand how to maintain their Muslim identity, because that's what this book is about, how to maintain your Muslim identity living in a non-Muslim world. There's more non-Muslims in the world than there are Muslims. So wherever you go on this earth, you're going to be surrounded by people who don't practice the religion. But you cannot allow what they do to cause you to transgress the limits of Allah. And if I have any adults here in the Zoom room, please let me know if there's a problem on YouTube or something with the PowerPoint, because I can't. I guess I could log in on my phone. Hold on. I got my phone here. Yeah, let me log in so I can see what it looks like. I don't like not knowing.
Right now it looks good.
What is that? I got my phone here.
I see it looks good right now.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, yeah, let me know if there's a problem. Okay, so this book is all about how to maintain your Muslim identity, living in a non-Islamic world. And tonight we're going to be discussing chapter 3 of the book, which gives us an example. Remember, the example for us in life is the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He taught us how to handle ourselves as Muslims in all situations. So this chapter explores how the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam lived in this world when he was a minority, not a majority. And by the way, who can tell us, let's just see if y'all remember, who can tell us, what does the word dunya mean? What does dunya mean in English again? Go ahead, Sister Farah.
It means world.
MashaAllah, it means world. Y'all see how the children can pick up Arabic terms. I want you guys to know you don't have to learn how to speak Arabic to be a Muslim. You don't even have to learn how to speak Arabic to understand the religion. That's nonsense. But there are certain common Arabic words that we all should know, like dunya. Dunya refers to this world and everything in it, because there's another world too. When do we enter into the other world? Can anyone answer that? When do we enter into the other world?
When we die.
MashaAllah. Good job, Tahira. When we die. So that's the afterlife. Okay, but this world is what the present world, and we should all be familiar with that term dunya. So let's look at how the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam lived in this world. Okay, first of all, I remind you guys all the time, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sent to be a prophet and a messenger to all mankind. And when Allah bestowed upon him the task of calling people to Islam, he told the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, teach the people good manners, teach the people good behavior, because that's what Islam is about. Islam is all about good manners, good behaviors. And that's why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told the companions, he said, the best amongst you are those of you who have the best manners, the best character, the best behavior. Okay? Allah is good and clean, and he loves everything that's good and clean. So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was an example of good character. He was a righteous person. He was a wise, intelligent person. And he was able to balance his behavior in accordance to what Allah commands us to do in the Quran. Y'all understand that? He didn't allow the life of this world to stand between his goal of paradise. And that's something that all of you will struggle with. You're going to grow up as you get older. Sister Farah, mashallah, she's at the age where Shaitan will try to tempt her. Shaitan is going to try to tempt you, Farah, to do what the other girls around you are doing, to have boyfriends, to not wear hijab, to be, hello, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B. Hey, put a ring on it. Hello. All of that's going to be tempting. Okay, but the way to resist what the other girls are telling you to do, the way to resist that is to balance your faith. Call upon Allah and balance your faith. Our Prophet Muhammad taught us how to do that. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam lived amongst unbelievers. He had to live amongst the Christians, the Jews, and the pagans, just like we do. But he didn't allow their actions to cause him to deviate away from what Allah said is good and clean. He had respect for people. He was kind to people. He was able to empathize for them. He had a lot of patience. And he had a lot of compassion. And that's how we should be. Even though most of the kids in school are not Muslim, that doesn't mean that we go around calling them names and mistreating them. We're kind to them. We respect our teachers, even though our teachers are not Muslim. We respect the police officers. We respect the firemen. We respect the people of authority, even though they may not be Muslim. That's how our prophet was, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we have to learn how to think things out before we react. When other kids want to call you names and tease you, you don't take the hijab off. Instead, you ignore them. You walk away and then you go home and tell your parents. Tell your parents, don't ever hide anything from your parents. Let them know that the children are bullying you, that the children are calling you out your name, because that way your parents can put it in their hands and go to the school with the imam and other people in the community to set the record straight. And by the way, my best friend, Sister Aisha Amatullah Samud, she's the president of CARE. Hello, President of CARE, my best friend. Oh, yeah. She's known me since I was 12. Hello. So we don't tolerate that. We don't tolerate bullying Muslims. We don't tolerate that, but you don't argue with the people. You walk away because they may hurt you. The Prophet Muhammad taught us that. Learn how to walk away. Like he told Aisha, radiallahu anha, when the Jews cursed the Prophet and she wanted to argue with them, he said, walk away, Aisha. They could have hurt you. They could have hurt me. Walk away. Okay? And Allah will take care of them. But for you, he was a prophet. Allah avenged him. But for you, you go and tell your parents. Okay? And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, even though he lived in a world where most of the people were pagans, he continued to spread the message of Islam. And true dawah is from your actions and behavior. I want y'all to understand that. You want to really teach the people about Islam? You show them through your actions by being respectable, by being kind, by being diplomatic, by being intelligent. All of you should be the smartest kids in school. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, as Muslims, we're supposed to stand out over the non-Muslims. We're supposed to be better than they. Sabrina is probably the smartest one in her class. Tahira is the smartest one in her class. All of you should be smarter than the non-Muslims. Y'all should be the A graders. You know, that's dawah. They'll look at you and say, not only is she different in how she look, but she's beautiful in how she dressed, and she's extremely intelligent. That's how the Prophet was, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even though his primary focus was on the religion, he still understood the significance of engaging with the other people in the world in an ethical manner. He was a person who was just. He was a person who was fair. He treated all people nicely. He was not racist. He did not prefer the Arabs over the black people, nor did he prefer the black people over the white people. When Islam spread throughout the Roman Empire, they were the white people. And a lot of the Arabs had never seen white people before. They've never seen a blonde-haired, blue-eyed person before. But the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam emphasized justice, fairness, and equality regardless of how they looked, regardless as to how their religious beliefs were or any of that. And we should also be that way. And when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam dealt with the unbelievers, he never compromised his principles. He was never influenced by power. He was never influenced by money. He didn't let the life of this world take him away from his path to Allah. And that's something that we're going to struggle with as Muslims. You're going to look at TV. You know, they show them ladies. What's their name? The Kardashians. These women got problems. All that money they have. They rich. But they can't find happiness. They can't find a husband to love them. They break up with people. Their children are disrespectful. You know, they're unhappy. They're unhappy. The money didn't bring them money. All that wealth they got. They still don't know what their purpose is because they don't believe in Allah. You know, we have to keep our belief in Allah the center of our existence. That's how the Prophet was. Keeping the belief in Allah the center of our existence will help us to build bridges with the non-Muslims, to foster understanding with them, and live amongst them in peace. It's all about balance. Just like the Sunnah follower commercial, we are people of dignity, we are people of humility, and we are people of balance. We don't hate and transgress the limits in that, and we don't transgress the limits in our love too. Everything is within balance, and we learned that from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So our Prophet was a leader who was able to navigate through the hardships of this world while remaining true to his beliefs. He looked at the life of this world as a testing ground, as a means to an end. He didn't make this world his paradise. Listen to what Allah says in the Quran in the interpretation of the meaning. Seek the home in the hereafter in which Allah has given you, and do not neglect your portion of this world, and be good. So here Allah is telling us in this verse, there's nothing wrong with wanting the good in this world and the good in the hereafter. We can balance it. You want to have a nice life here. You want to have a nice car, a nice house. But understand that it's all a test and it's all temporary, that the hereafter is permanent. So I don't want none of you Muslims thinking that because you're Muslim, you can't have nice things. I don't want any of you thinking that because you're a Muslim, you can't pursue the good things in this world. The Prophet Muhammad did that. He pursued the good in this world. He was able to strike a balance between the two. And he showed us how to do the same. And that's what I'm going to talk about now. Money. Like we said, the Kardashians. Oh, yeah. Keeping up with the Kardashians. It's not about keeping up with the Kardashians. It's about keeping up with the Abdullahs. Nobody wants to be poor. Okay? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam lived a simple life. He didn't accumulate money just to say he got it like these rap singers are doing. He recognized the dangers of having money and how it can corrupt you the way it's doing these rap singers. Look at T.I.'s son. T.I. tries to be a good father to his children. But that funny looking one with the dreadlocks, look how he got into drugs and got out of control. The life of this world got to him. Okay? He was like T.I. told him, either you straighten up or you going to be dead or in jail. This is what happens to a lot of the youth in America. We succumb to the money. When Allah bless us with money, we get arrogant. We become materialistic. As the Prophet Muhammad said, the son of Adam always thinks about their money. But the question is, what have you done with it? You eat, you buy clothing, and you spend, but what have you given to help others? There's nothing wrong with having money, having good, things, but also, think about the poor. One of the things I'm proud of your parents here at Sunnahfollowers, what did we do during the month of Ramadan? MashaAllah. We helped the needy Muslims in Ghana. A lot of people don't focus on the hardships and the genocide that's going on in Africa. We talk about Gaza, but did you know the same thing is happening to the Muslims in Africa? It's been happening to them for years. They're living in tents, and even their tents get bulldozed down, and they're forced to go deeper and deeper into the jungle to live, where they don't even have, many of the Muslims don't even have fresh water. They take baths in the lake with the hippopotamus and the crocodiles. They have to boil their water to drink it and hope they don't get killed by a hippo trying to fetch the water out. The children don't have clothes. They barely have food to eat, and don't let the monsoon come, the rain come, because they little tents. They're not even living in tents. The people in Gaza living in tents. The people in Africa and Ghana are living in bomas. Y'all know what a boma is? It's when you take two sticks, put it in the ground, and take a bunch of tree leaves and put it on top. But when the monsoon comes, the rain comes, you're done. And if you ain't got no fire, that means you ain't got no water. Fire represents life for them. These people have been struggling since the 2000s. But alhamdulillah, here at Sunnahfollowers, we did something different this year. For those of us who had to pay the ransom, because we got a lot of the old ladies here who suffer with sicknesses, myself included. So we paid a ransom. We decided to send our ransom to Ghana to help those 3 villages. And alhamdulillah, we fed over hundreds of Muslims. They never ate this well. They never ate this good in their life for the whole month. And we done built 2-3 wells. 2-3 wells. By the way, the name Sunnahfollowers is on the wells. Hello, thank you, Sister Pfizer. Okay? We built wells so they can have fresh water, so they don't have to risk losing their lives fishing out water from within the same lake with the hippopotamus and the crocodiles. The kids are happy. They got clothes on. Their stomachs are full, and they start school next week. They got a little broke down hut, a little hut that they made for them to start school. Yeah, Gaza's not the only place in the world that's suffering, guys. There's a lot of Muslims suffering all over the world. We just don't hear about it because politics is a terrible game to play. They want you to focus on one part of the world while they destroy another part. The genocide is not just against Gaza. It's against all Muslims in the world. This is the beginning of what's going to lead to the end, which is the war against Islam. So, there's nothing wrong with having money and having the good things in this world, but to show your gratitude to Allah by passing it forward. Help those other Muslims who are less fortunate than you. As Allah says in the Quran, those who spend their money in the way of Allah are like a grain of corn that grows 7 ears, and each ear having 100 grains. Allah gives a lot of increase to whom he pleases, and I'll always pass it forward. Think about your brothers and sisters all over the world, not just in one part of the world, who are suffering. And that's how the Prophet taught us to deal with money. We can have it, but don't let it overcome us. Pass it forward. And he also taught us the same when it comes to leadership too. If you are in a leadership position, you have to be just with the people. Don't be mean to the people. You shouldn't go around seeking to be a football star just so the people can worship you. You don't want to be like, what's that guy? Kanye West. He's all about people thinking that he's God. You don't want to be like DJ Khaled, thinking his son is a god. Astaghfirullah, and he's supposed to be a Muslim. Okay, don't seek power for the people to worship you. If you are in a position of power and authority, help those who are in need. And that's what the Prophet taught us. He taught us that we should be guided by the principles of justice, compassion, and humility. Don't go around seeking power for your own personal gain. And also, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam emphasized that it's all about Allah. Everything begins with and ends with Allah. We have to regularly seek knowledge of this religion. Don't let the life of this world prevent you from coming to your classes to learn about Islam. You guys have to remember, seeking knowledge is obligatory upon all Muslims, male, female, and even the children. Allah is going to ask us why we didn't learn this religion. Why did you spend all your time learning how to be a doctor, but you don't know how to pray? So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam emphasized the importance of learning about Allah. learning about the religion. Don't allow the life of this world, to take you away from that. So that's how our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us to live in this world that doesn't put religion first. So now let's see how well you kids understood this. This is a lot of information, but let's see how well you were paying attention. Let's see if y'all can answer the questions. Number one, as Muslims, we are forbidden from having fancy homes and fancy cars and expensive clothing. Is this true or false? What do y'all think? Take the mic.
False.
Good job. Good job. MashaAllah. This is false. This is false. Brother Shuaib, what did the Prophet teach us to do? He said we can have nice things, but what must we do in return, Brother Shuaib? Go ahead. Shuaib? Help him out. Help him out, Sanaya. What did the Prophet teach us to do? He said we can have nice things, but don't forget to do what? Go ahead, Sanaya. You can have nice things, but what should you also do with your money?
Don't get too much and don't be too greedy.
Exactly. Don't be so greedy. Help the people who need to be helped. You can have nice cars and nice things, but make sure you take care of the needy people, the Muslims that need help.
Spend it wisely too. Spend it wisely.
Exactly, and spend. Oh, good job. Who gave that answer? That's real smart. Spend it wisely. You don't want to be extravagant, meaning living above your means. You want to make sure that you don't buy things that you don't need. Buy only what you do need.
Like you can buy hijabs and prayer rugs to pray with, but you also need to, if you have a lot of money, you also have to make sure you stay close to Allah.
Exactly. You can buy all the nice hijabs and clothes, but you have to also stay close to Allah, like your mothers did. Your mothers built those wells and fed over 500 people, in Africa, in Ghana. Because they didn't have any food for the month of Ramadan. Exactly. So don't get caught up in the life of this world. You don't have to walk around in no little bug like this. You won't catch lailanasheeba riding in no little car like that. I like to ride in a Lexus. Nothing wrong with that. I like Toyotas. But I also help the other people when they need help too. What about this? We talked about how the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam lived in a world where, like we do, where there's mostly all kafirs. But how did he teach us to deal with them? Are we supposed to be mean and abusive to them? How did the Prophet teach us to be with the non-believers? Go ahead, Zora.
So the Prophet said that if someone is being mean to you about your hijab or something, then you should not start a fight. Just walk away and tell your parents.
Exactly. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us to not, be suckered up to fight with people and end up being hurt. What else did he teach us, Sabrina? Go ahead, Sabrina.
Is that you don't have to be friends with them or anything, just because they're not Muslim doesn't mean you have to be rude to them.
Exactly. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us to balance ourselves, to do better, distance ourselves by not being friends with them, but that doesn't mean that we're rude. Like she said, we're nice and polite to the people. We're not rude to them. How else did he teach us to deal with the non-believers? Go ahead, Amalia.
Well, my mom always says, be careful who you choose friends with because you never know what they can do. And you might be bad too.
Exactly. And she brought up a very important point here. We have to be careful even with other Muslims, that we are careful to be who we choose to be our friends, because people can hurt us. Yes, go ahead, Sanaya. How else did the Prophet teach us to deal with the unbelievers? Sanaya, go ahead.
A peace be upon Allah. We read the book and it said, Bismillah.
Prophet, peace be upon him, said, be just and kind no matter how others act.
MashaAllah, that's what I'm talking about. Exactly. The Prophet taught us to be just and kind, despite how they act, because they act ignorantly or because they react badly, doesn't mean that you're supposed to allow them to pull you down to their level. You give dawah through your behavior. You maintain that dignity. You maintain that respect and that humility. Don't allow them to cause you to curse and fight and act like that. Go ahead, Yasna and Ara.
Treat them nicely and treat them how you wanted to be treated.
MashaAllah, see how they did that together? You know, the Prophet said, treat others the way you want to be treated. You guys see how these children get it. Even though this is not an adult, a children's book. This book is written for adults. The wording is kind of over these kids' head, but they were able to understand it. They listened and they're able to answer these questions. Islam appeals to the heart. It appeals to the fitra. Subhanallah. Good job. Let's look at the next question. Describe how the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam behaved as a leader. He was a good leader. How did he behave? How did he teach us to be in positions of authority or positions of leadership? Go ahead, Yasna and Ara.
He didn't abuse his power. He was blessed.
And he was just.
Exactly. He didn't abuse his power. He didn't abuse his authority. Just because he was a prophet didn't mean that he could go around hurting people or taking things. He was just. He was kind to everyone. Good job. Sister Tahira, go ahead. Give us some more examples as to how the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was as a leader over the people. Go ahead, Tahira.
I was going to say the same thing, fair and just.
Good job, fair and just. Go ahead, Farah. Farah, how else was he as a leader over the people? Go ahead, Farah.
He told us to be kind to the non-Muslims also, even if they weren't Muslim.
That's very important. Good job. Go on. Keep going. Good job. Go ahead.
And he was kind to everybody, even with their race, religion, or how they looked and acted.
This is important. I like that she answered. I was waiting on somebody to say it. He didn't look down on people because of their race, because of the color of their skin, or because of their political affiliation, or because of their religious beliefs. He treated everyone kind. He treated everybody with dignity. This is something we've deviated away from as Muslims today. We've become racist towards each other. We look down on each other. We try to tell people because they don't speak Arabic, they ain't going to paradise. Who said that? Did Allah say that? No. Good job, Farah. That's the best answer. Go ahead, Sister Sanaya. How else was he as a leader? Go ahead, Sanaya.
He was fair and just and always wanted the people to treat him the way he treated them.
Exactly. He treated everybody the way he wanted to be treated. That's very important, guys. Do unto others as you want them to do unto you. Okay, and that's the same question. Okay, mashallah. So alhamdulillah, you guys did a good job. I am so proud of you. Do you guys on YouTube, y'all see how this, even though this book is not written for children, how the children can grasp it? And that's why I'm teaching. Yeah, show that book, hold that book up. That's why I'm teaching it to this class. Because I want the children, to grasp the true understanding of what it is to be a Muslim while they're at this age. These are the formative years. This is the age where we start teaching the children good manners, good character, and how to love Allah. So then when puberty hits them, it's automatic. Mashallah, you guys did a good job. So now what I'm going to do before we end, by the way, let's talk about something for a minute here. Sister Layla got to go get her RSVP shot, and I got to also get some shingle shots. Old lady, what can I say? I might croak tomorrow. So y'all remind me that my appointment's at, what time is my appointment? 4:45. Anybody that's going to be hanging around the Zoom room, I keep telling y'all, a lot of crazy stuff go on behind the scenes. Y'all know because y'all be here. Remind the old lady to go get her RSVP and her shingle shot. I don't want to be like the old man, sick with shingles. I heard it's painful, very painful and hard to get over. And I heard it's contagious. Y'all know we don't need no contagions. Hello. Okay. You had to remind me. I looked at the clock. I said, I can't forget my appointment. All right. So now what we're going to do is go to the Hadith class. By the way, who's got the book? Hold up the Hadith. There it is. Y'all see the Hadith book. This is written by the old man. 55 hadiths on Islamic behavior and discipline. Yep, that's the old man's book too. Go to www.atleonline.com. Pick up your copy of the book. This is a great book that's teaching us what good adab is, what good behavior is as Muslims. All right, so let me put the PowerPoint up on the screen. For those of you on YouTube, you're going to see this. Let me go back to the Zoom. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I got to put the, wait a minute. Where's my power? Oh, this is the PowerPoint. Y'all know I try to work the screen. 55 hadith on Islamic behavior. Here it is. I got it. I found it. Hold on. Here I come. Wait a minute. Let me share you guys to the hadiths. And here is me to YouTube. Here we go, YouTube. I'm sorry. 55 hadith on Islamic behavior. There it is. Where it is. Okay, everybody can see, right? Hold on. Let me make it bigger. Where? Yeah, what happened?
You never got a turn.
I did what?
Never got a turn for the questions.
Oh, I didn't know you were here. When did you late? You got to be on time. Well, don't worry. You're gonna we're gonna get you with these. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Where am I at? Wait a minute. What am I supposed to click on? Oh, this right here. Okay. So this is from the book written by Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atlee. Make sure you guys go to www.atleonline.com and get this book. And we're on Hadith number 20, which speaks about generosity. Y'all know what it means, Brother Sully. What does it mean to be generous? What does it mean to be generous? Turn your mic on. We can't hear you. You don't know? Okay, Sister Farah, what does it mean to be generous?
It means to give and to share.
Mashallah, she's smart. Exactly. It means to give to others, to share with others. What else does it mean? Go ahead, Tahira.
We're on the wrong one. We did this one already.
Which one was we supposed to be on?
I think the 30th or the 30th.
You know, Sister Layla has issues. Y'all got to let me know if I'm doing.
No.
Your mother wasn't here yesterday. Where was your mother? See, your mother's supposed to let me know what hadiths we're on. Well, we're going to do this one anyway. I'm sorry. Let's see if this is the right one. Hold on.
It is the right one, but it's not. It doesn't say the 20.
Oh, I had the wrong number. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on,
Yeah.
guys. Let me go back. It's number 30. Okay, this is hadith number 30, guys. Forget the 20. Yeah, number 30. And what does it mean to be generous? Who else got another answer for that? To be generous means to be giving, to share. Yes, being kind is generosity. You know, there's another hadith that we talked about too, where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam talked about, you know, how any good deed that we do is an act of kindness and an act of charity. You know, like what, you know, like giving a smile, smiling at your brother and sister. That's a generosity. You know, being kind, you know, helping somebody, you know, that when I could be having a bad day. You know, I got to go get the RSVP shot. I could be up, you know, scared about it. But the simple fact that Sister Farah came on and smiled at me. Sister Sabrina came on and wore my favorite hooded outfit. You know, Sister Anissa, you know, I mess up a name. Sister Ara and her sister came on and reminded me that they my babies. You know, that makes you feel good. That makes you happy. Sister Sanaya came in and was happy because I remembered her name. So a smile is a generosity too. Don't ever forget, you know, the importance of smiling. So let's take a look at this hadith. It's hadith number 30, not 20. And this hadith is narrated by Abu Umama. Abu Umama radiallahu anha. He said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, it is better for you if you spend your money. And if you don't spend it, that's bad for you. There is no harm. However, if the reason you don't spend it is because you need it to take care of yourself, because charity begins at home with your children, and the upper hand is better than the lower hand. Now, we talked about that upper and lower hand last week. Who can tell me what is the hold on. What is the difference between the upper and the lower hand? Who can remember what's the difference between the upper and the lower hand? Go ahead, Shuaib. What's the difference, Shuaib?
The upper hand is the hand of someone that's giving, and the lower hand is someone that's begging.
Exactly. MashaAllah. The upper hand is the hand that gives. The lower hand is the one that's taking. So we never forget that. You want to be the upper hand. Like in this picture, even with the baby, the mom is the one giving the finger in a nice way. And the baby's holding on to it. It needs its nails clipped. I don't know what kind of mom this is. Y'all see them fingernails on that baby? That's too long. The baby gonna scratch his face up. You gotta clip those nails. Oh yeah. But see how the mom is the upper hand and the baby is the lower hand? And here you can see also the Prophet is saying that spend your money, but first make sure you take care of your home. So what is he saying here? The person that's most deserving of your money are your children. Make sure that your children got their clothes first. Make sure that your children got food to eat. When Sunnah followers gave money, when the old ladies here paid their ransom to the Muslims in Ghana, they made sure that they had food enough for them to eat first. And then whatever they had left over, you know, the money left over after paying their bills and buying their monthly, you know, toiletries and stuff, they gave the rest of it to the people in Ghana. So take care of your home first. Charity begins with you and your family. So that's something that we need to remember. So here we can see that it can be bad if a Muslim spends too much on himself and not help others, which is what we talked about in chapter 3 of the Dunya. You know, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us to live a life of simplicity, not succumbing to the life of this world. Meet our needs. And once your needs and your family has been met, then help those others who don't have anyone to help them to meet their needs. So the family is first and foremost. And then after the family, we go to the rest of the people. Does everybody understand that? So it's a good hadith for us to implement in our everyday lives. You know, the good hadith for us to remember. And I think you guys won't have a problem remembering it. Charity begins at home with your family. But once you get your bills paid, once your mother buys the food for y'all to last for the rest of the month, then anything left over, we can help, you know, the poor kids in the mosque, the needy kids in the mosque. And remember, we take care of Muslims first. That's important too. I don't want any of you thinking that you should help a non-Muslim before a Muslim. Before you give your money to the Red Cross, before you give your money to United Way. No, we don't do that. We give it to the Muslims in our community first. Or if your communities don't need it, then you give it to the Muslims in another community that do need it, like your parents did with the Muslims in Ghana, okay? Because the communities were sending all their money to Gaza. Okay, everything's going to Gaza. Alhamdulillah, we're helping the Muslims in Gaza. But we chose to help the Muslims in Africa too. The Muslims in Tanzania. We helped the Muslims in Tanzania. We helped the Muslims in Ghana. And we helped the Muslims in Mali this year. Oh yeah, 3 countries we went to. While everybody else was sending it to Gaza. All right. Okay, so mashallah, we had a great class today. Are there any questions about the hadith or anything that we discussed so far? Any questions? Do you guys like the book? What do you think about the book? Is it too difficult?
No, I like the book.
Y'all like it? Yeah, because you guys didn't even read it, but y'all answered the questions. Y'all did good. It kept your attention. I was watching you. I watched how y'all all sat there politely and studied it. I'm proud of you. Your parents are doing a good job with you. May Allah bless your parents, forgive them of their sins. May Allah bless you all, forgive you of your sins. May Allah bless me and forgive me of mine. And may Allah keep us all strong and firm upon Siratul Mustaqim. Ameen. Ameen. Okay, so alhamdulillah, comes to the end of our Sunnah follower and new Shahada kids class. Inshallah, we have another class tonight, brother. My class at 6. Make sure everybody's here for my 6 o'clock class, and then we have Mukhtar. Brother Mukhtar is doing the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam at 7. And then we have my class on the imitation of Shaitan. So inshallah, if you guys can be here for the 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock class, please do so. So I'm going to close out for now. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam. Wa alaikum assalam.
Oh yeah, and don't forget to join us in the 24-hour Zoom room for behind the scenes access.